go. Okay, we'll get started, and anybody that comes in, if we have anybody that comes in person, or hey dude, good to see you.
Hello.
Joins Zoom. I can also join that way, and we'll just go through. So welcome guys to the first information session on the mission trip to Puerto Rico 2023. This is going to be like a general information session to give you an idea of exactly how this is going to go. Explain kind of our lodging, what we're going to do on the trip, who we're going to be doing the trip with, and what org we're working for, and we'll get a little bit into costs and stuff like that too, but it's not going to be like super in depth for this first meeting. Okay. All right. Go. Okay. All right. So who are we working with? We are working with an organization called SBP. If you've done WCC mission trips before, you might be familiar with SBP, as I believe we worked with them when we were down in New Orleans before my tenure here. SBP is a national disaster recovery and resilience organization dedicated to shrinking the time between disaster and recovery by reducing risk, increasing resilience, and improving the recovery process by transforming disaster sectors, systems, policies, and programs. That's a lot of $5 words for they do a really good job and are basically top of the line at what they do in disaster response. Our faith guides, so far the confirmed faith guides are myself, Associate Pastor Tyler Yost, and soon to be Senior Pastor Jeffrey Phillips and Chris Kelly. You guys want to introduce yourselves to the owl here?
Chris Kelly, I at least know the participants that are on the call right now, the Schellenbergers and the Chuns. Been a member of the church for 20 plus years. Both my kids have been on mission trips. This will be my first as a faith guide, but I've been a faith guide for confirmation for many, many years, and used to hold the church school coordinator position back in 2007.
I didn't know that.
Yes. I think I was the inaugural church school coordinator. So. But I'm thrilled. I'm excited to go. I love traveling. I love doing service projects, and just love the church. So hope we get a good crowd.
We're very happy to have you, Chris.
Yeah.
Thanks again for volunteering.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm also looking forward to being part of this mission trip. I have not been on a mission trip with WCC, but I've been on a lot of mission trips at the other churches I've worked at, and have also been to Puerto Rico as a tourist. So I have some familiarity with the geography and the culture a little bit. And yes, I think it's great that the Schellenbergers might be bringing or inviting outside church participants.
Yeah.
If the Chums or any of us or anybody in the church knows of anybody else who would like this kind of experience for youth, I think we should keep that option wide open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do some recruiting.
Yeah.
And not that this is an immediately local participant, but my brother Dylan Holschbach has indicated that he wants to come with us on the trip to Puerto Rico. So
Good.
You guys will get to meet Dylan. He's a great guy, and he's looking forward to this trip and making a difference over in Puerto Rico.
Is this your brother, the Marine?
No.
He's say, how would that work?
Yeah, he's still over in the South China Sea right now. So
Okay, this is a different brother.
yes,
Okay.
this is one of my other younger brothers.
Oh, okay.
All right, location, as we were last time, in Puerto Rico, we're gonna be in San Juan. Once again, San Juan, from my experience at least, is that it's a very beautiful, location. Very tropical as it would be. People are pretty awesome there, and there's so many sights to see. It's also, unfortunately, because of its location, the site of, many hurricanes and disasters, hence why we are going there once again after this latest episode of hurricanes that Puerto Rico and San Juan has experienced. Who are we doing this for? So SBP, as a unique organization, gives us, kind of a more concrete and personal look at the people that we're doing this work for. So the folks that we are going to be working with, our clients, are Luis Alfredo Lopez Ruiz and Santa Hilda Aquino Mercado. I'm hoping I'm getting their names at least mostly right. So Luis is a 73-year-old proud Vietnam War veteran. Santa Hilda is age 67 and an overall altruist. It's the way she described herself. She's a retired Spanish teacher, and they've been living in their home in Bayamon for over 30 years now. They traveled the world helping others until their late 30s, or specifically Santa Hilda was traveling the world helping people into her late 30s when she met Luis and got married. Together, they raised their child Joshua, who is age 26, and he has special needs, for whom they have conditioned their home to improve his quality of life. Luis has many talents. He is a poet, a composer, and a percussionist. He tells us that his inspiration comes from nature and its beauty. Santa Hilda is the caretaker of the family, as Luis depends mostly on her and is wheelchair bound due to his war sequels. When Hurricane Maria hit, their lives changed drastically. Luis states that he could see from the inside of his home 3 tornadoes at the same time, ripping off trees and clearing everything as they moved. The sound of the wind was unsettling, and the water was coming in from everywhere. They knew everything would be different. After Maria, the exit roads were blocked for a week because of all the trees. Esto parecía un acarreo acerero, Luis shared. Santa at one point had to go out to seek food and couldn't figure out how to get back because the trees that had aligned the way back home had disappeared due to the hurricane. So they literally could not find their way back after the hurricane had swept through. During the hurricane, lightning struck their home, damaging their electrical system, which is still not working properly almost 5 years after Maria. So they don't even have working electricity right now at their home. For this family, their home means everything. It's where they had their child, where all their memories remain. It's their refuge and their nidito de amor nuestro corazón. As Luis and Santa shared, thanks to SBP, we are going to be able to have our safe place back to what it was before the hurricane. And the light is going to fill the space. SBP is going to bring our happiness back as it has been doing during the process. We really cherish the moment that we received that first call and hope to enjoy this house with our child and celebrate all the good things as we used to. So that gives you an idea of exactly who we're going to be helping here. It's, this isn't like an abstract project. We're doing this for actual people with, real stories and, who were profoundly affected by, these horrible natural disasters. And now we're gonna take a look at, exactly what the hurricanes did to their home and other homes in Puerto Rico. So, as you may be able to tell from these photos, this one right here is the front of their home. You might be able to tell, but the gate is not functioning properly. It's kind of off its track there. I don't know if we'll be able to fix that or not, but a lot of the issues on the inside of the home, you can clearly see the level of water damage that has affected the inside of their home. It's all over the place. So we might be tearing down some walls and putting in some new drywall, insulation, all that type of work. All this is speculation. We'll see when we actually get there, but this is the kind of stuff that we're gonna be working with here. And as I said, they don't have proper working electricity or anything. A lot of that came from the lightning, and I'm assuming, I would assume too, that a lot of those problems came from just the sheer amount of water damage that has come through their building. This was just another picture I found to kind of illustrate the amount of damage that has been done. That's a line of apartments there, or once was, with the roof caved in on itself. So just the amount of damage that the hurricanes did to these homes is just astronomical. It's really unthinkable how much damage that there was done, and how much that we can do to help in this situation. All right, we'll get into our lodging. So we're gonna be, Casa Santos Hostel is a hostel that we might be using. It's not confirmed as of yet, but we will be staying at a hostel location in San Juan, probably somewhere between, the range of like 10 and 30 minutes from the airport. Where we will be landing. So these are examples of the lodging that we can expect. So it's not going to be like amazing or anything. We're not staying at like a 5-star hotel, but this is a work trip. So we're going to, of course, have fun, but we're also going to help people along the way. And our lodging is going to be fairly modest, but it's pretty decent quality, especially if you went on the trip last year. Our lodging, some might have felt it left a little bit to be desired, but I think at these hostels that we're going to, they're very reputable, and we've been assured that they can accommodate our group when we come and when we make the reservation. All right, so as I said, this is going to be a work trip. However, SBP is going to be working with our schedule, so we're going to be able to set the times for what days are going to be work days and what days are going to be free days. And we have a lot of options available that we could do on those last couple of days in San Juan while we're in Puerto Rico. We could go. There's going to be some beach time. We have to make sure that there's time in there to hit the beach and catch some rays and enjoy the ocean. So we'll make some time for that. But we have a lot of options that we could participate in, and these are just a few that I looked into that might be interesting. That said, if anybody has any ideas, any recommendations that they want to put forth, we will certainly take those into consideration when we're planning the trip and the itinerary as it gets developed. So if you do some research, find something in Puerto Rico that's near or around San Juan, obviously we'll have transportation. So that's, not gonna be an issue, but, obviously if it's on the other side of the island, that might be a problem. But if it's in or around San Juan, it's likely that we'll be able to make it happen. El Yunque is the rainforest in San Juan. It's the only rainforest that's in the United States National Park list. So I didn't get to see it last time. If you were on the trip, I didn't get to go because I had an issue with a sprained ankle, unfortunately. So I had to miss that. So I'm hoping we'll be able to go out there and, see it so I can see it firsthand. But I heard a lot of good things from the attendees of the last trip, that it was really cool and wonderful sights. Another place is the Mall of San Juan. This one kept popping up during my research, so I think it's pretty huge, and there's a lot of different things that we could look at there. If you wanted to get souvenirs or stuff like that, or just experience, Puerto Rican culture in kind of like an epicenter like that. The Museo de las Americas, that is a very interesting museum that is filled with native Puerto Rican and different Latinx cultures associated with the Americas. So we could learn a lot about colonization and the effects that it had on the island, and all just really immerse ourselves in the culture. We wanted to go there and check that out. The other one that I'm a little biased towards is the Catedral Basilica Menor de San Juan Bautista. That is the cathedral where the explorer Ponce de Leon is entombed, actually. So we could possibly go there and see that if everybody is so inclined. But it's a beautiful cathedral filled with very rich history, and to see the place where Ponce de Leon is entombed in would be pretty cool to me, at least. Okay, moving on. Travel. So we're going to be flying once again with Southwest Airlines. The flight's going to be around 4 hours. And once we land in Puerto Rico, we'll be traveling by vans, which we have already secured the rentals for. Vaccinations and other health requirements. So there is a standard list that the CDC recommends. They're going to recommend, obviously, that you get your COVID-19 vaccinations. We're not requiring them, but it is recommended by the CDC. So do what you will with that information. There's also another recommended vaccination for typhoid. If you didn't receive it on the last trip, it's highly recommended, especially if we go and visit El Yunque. There is the possibility that you could contract typhoid. It's not likely. However, we want to be safe. Safe versus sorry in that type of scenario. So there's a couple of options for that vaccine. You have to get it by prescription, but you can either get it via an injection, or you can take it by tablets as well, but you have to do it over the course of a week. It's kind of a pain. I did it with the tablets, but in any case, that's where we're at as far as vaccinations and other health requirements go. As other stuff comes up, depending on how things are going with the COVID-19 pandemic, other things could be mandated once again. Who knows? We're living in a world of who knows these days. So we'll keep you posted on that. Cost. So WCC is going to cap your out-of-pocket costs for the trip at $800. And there are scholarship opportunities available for those who need it. So if that is needed, please feel free to contact either myself or Pastor Jeffrey. And we'll see what we can do for you in your situation if it calls for it. WCC, doesn't want cost to have to be a factor in whether or not you can have these experiences because they last a lifetime, and the church believes in the mission that we do over there. So think of it as an investment opportunity with returns that will be experienced literally for the rest of your lives, because these trips, they don't get forgotten at any point, and they create memories, create friendships that last well beyond your high school years and on into the future. Okay, expectations for attendance. So if you are attending the trip, you are expected to participate in any fundraising that goes on for the trip. Our fundraising opportunities include the selling of mission stock. It's not likely that we'll be bringing back the silent auction this year. But if that changes, we'll let you know. And if that does go on, the expectation would be that the kids attending the mission trip would help run it and make sure it all basically make your appearances and talk about the trip, etc. Because our members really love to see that, really love to get to know the folks attending the trip, etc. Another expectation, attendance at servants. So it is expected of you that if you are going to be attending the trip, that you would also attend youth group on at least semi-regularly leading up to the trip. The reason for that is we want to cultivate these relationships before we go on the trip, so that everybody that's going on it. You develop a rapport with the faith guides, namely myself in particular. Also, servants is fun anyway. You should come to servants. Attending worship. Ideally, if you can attend worship, that's going to be great overall. We think it's a pretty good idea to worship at WCC, but especially so if you are going to be participating in this trip, because that allows you to get to know the people that are investing in the trip via mission stock, and you can be there for the fundraisers a lot easier if you're attending worship on a regular basis. Okay, attending relevant church events. That's kind of goes along with attending worship and attending servants, continuing to develop that rapport with one another and the faith guides. And that just, it gives you additional time to really invest yourselves in the community that you are going to be serving. So we are going to be doing work for Luis and Santa Hilda over in Puerto Rico, but you are also serving this community by having these experiences and bringing those experiences back to the community that has supported you along the way. So really attending those events is, it's good for you, obviously, as an attendee, but it's also good, great for your church community. Okay, any questions?
Tyler, did you say the dates? Or do we have the dates?
That's hilarious. I don't think I did, actually. To be clear, the dates are June 10th through the 17th. And with us returning on the 17th, and then the attendees of the trip will be leading worship on the 18th. So it's more than just the 10th through the 17th. There is that expectation that, yes, you'll have to get up early one more time during that week, and then you'll have to help lead worship and you know, some folks will be asked to talk about their experience if they would like to. That tends to be a very powerful service for not only our attendees, but for the rest of the church community. Thank you, Dan.
Okay. And just so I'm clear, it's departing on the 10th and then arriving back in Chicago the 17th and then worship the 18th.
Correct, yes. And it's not for sure yet, but we are looking into possibly being able to fly out of O'Hare and return to O'Hare. So that would cut down on some travel logistics issues that, you know, we had to deal with last time. But again, that's not confirmed as yet. Any other questions?
Do you know anything about anti-malarials? Usually my travels to the tropics involve anti-malarials.
So the last time I checked the CDC guidelines, they didn't list that as a recommended vaccine.
Yeah, it's not a vaccine, just
Or not
it's a
even,
prophylaxis.
not even, not even a recommended treatment.
Okay.
I'll double check though, you know, because we want to make sure that we're being safe on these trips, but I don't think that was even mentioned, for last year's trip.
Because malaria is nasty.
Yes, it is. And we want to avoid stuff like that. Any other questions? Schellenberger boys, do you have any questions about the trip?
Not really, no. Peter? I'm good.
Tyler, you may not have any idea about this. Do you know what we're gonna be doing at Luis and Santa Hilda's house? You mentioned the gate. Do you have any
So-
more information? Because this is the part of the mission trip, as I told you, I am inept at, and
Well,
I'd like to know what we're going
Will an
into.
SVP person be with us?
oh, yeah.
today?
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, to be clear about the work assignments, I don't know exactly what we'll be doing or what state the home will be in by that time. You know, if we have to do demo work or whatever, what have you, I'm sure the kids will enjoy swinging hammers around if that ends up being a
This
thing.
demo work, I could imagine doing that.
Oh, sure. Taking out all your stress of the position out on those
It's
walls.
building things.
Yes, okay. Well,
So you don't,
I don't know the specifics of the work that we'll be doing when we get there. However, there will be multiple SBP site supervisors at the location that we'll be at. So we're not gonna be like doing everything ourselves.
my experience of mission trips, work trips like this is, there needs to be somebody, one person, who really knows their way around a toolbox and other building issues.
Hmm.
That person is not me.
Fortunately, I have a little bit of experience.
Yay!
However, our SBP reps out there will be more than capable of teaching us how to do what we need to do and getting us set up.
And sometimes it's the youth I have found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So youth? Hello?
I can my youth, I will speak for them, are they're sheep, Jeffrey, in your flock.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I'm not encouraged.
They're standing right to you, equally inept, as my grandfather would say about sheep.
Oh. I was afraid of that.
And that,
The Chung boys will not add anything to the group either. I mean, they're good at demolition.
yeah.
Well,
Tyler,
yeah,
you're on.
we'll see what happens during the trip. You know, if I gotta show people how to use tools, that's fine.
I built IKEA furniture by myself.
Well,
This was probably,
that's not an easy task, so.
I'm encouraged.
All right,
Hey,
All
Tyler,
right.
on that
Yeah.
front, I presume it goes with Jeffrey's question there, but when we did these as kids a long time ago, we would actually take tools with us. Do we need to take any tools, or is that all down there as well?
no, SBP is going to be supplying, all of our tools, that we need, so you won't need to bring any of those. I can only imagine how much of a headache that would be to get that stuff through TSA. So no, we will not have to worry about, bringing our own tools or anything. It's all gonna be taken care of.
Okay.
Any other questions?
When is there a sign up process, or how do we go about?
Yeah, so, in person, I have a sign up sheet. However, for our online viewers and later, YouTube viewers, feel free to contact me. You can email me at tyler@winnecacongregationalchurch.org. Or, feel free to give me a call at 847-999-9402. Either way, we'll get you set up and squared away, get you on the email lists, etc. So.
Does their son Joshua live in the home?
Yeah, so, as, I believe as it said earlier, yeah, Joshua, lives in the home with them, and they kind of like converted their home to make it accessible for him. So that's another reason why this, the work that we're gonna be doing over there is very important, because Joshua needs an accessible home, as well as, Luis, who is wheelchair bound.
Yeah, right.
Are they currently living in the home, or it's not habitable at the moment?
I believe they're currently living in it,
Okay,
as,
kind of making.
Without electricity,
Without electricity
electricity.
and some broken thing.
which may mean no water.
very well could be a possibility. Cause I know they're not in San Juan, so I think they're like, maybe a half hour away from San Juan, so I don't know what the, difficulties there, what kind of infrastructure they're looking at or anything like that, but, I know it's, I know their home condition is not great, so, we'll be really helping them out by, going there and doing this work.
Tyler, I thought at one point there was a discussion about opening the mission trip up to current college students.
So, that's a possibility. I wouldn't, I think the conversation was opening it to first year, college students. So that would mean essentially all the seniors that went on the last trip, they could come back, and do it, if they wanted to. So, this information session will get sent out, to our messenger and our email list too, so, our children and youth email list, so. If there are any first year college students that would like to participate, feel free to get in contact with me or Jeffrey, and, we'll see about getting you on the trip.
Do we have a moment to just list who those would be? Is this Jack?
Yeah, so
Kate?
Jack, yeah, the Frolings, so Jack, Will and Kate.
Ian?
Yeah, yes, what's his last name?
Wow.
Yeah, Elaw.
In-law, Gertie,
Yep,
Sorry.
Gary.
Oh, Gertie, yeah.
and there's also
Was it
Olivia.
Elizabeth McLean, Olivia Braun, yeah, would be
She'll be out
eligible.
east. She'll be out east though by then, maybe.
Yeah, but, no less invited anyway, if she wants to try and run the trip.
Megan as well.
It could be.
Yes,
Yeah, Megan.
yeah,
Megan.
Megan. Anybody
She
else
took
we're
it, yeah.
forgetting?
Olivia's a senior.
Yeah, but I think she's graduating mid-year. She's got a job in, Pittsburgh. What Jeff said. I think it's Olivia that.
Tyler, is there
Yes.
a minimum number of attendees that is
Uh,
required or needed for this mission trip?
I think it has to be. What did we discuss? It was like, I think it needs to be like 8 to 10 at least, in order for us to go.
8 to 10, is it 8 to 10 youth or?
You know, cause, if we don't have enough, youth attendees, it's, you know, we're just not gonna have the critical mass necessary to, get enough work done, at the site anyway with our group. So the trip would be better used then on a group that could attain, that amount of people, unfortunately. So we need to, promote it to your friends, ask anybody that, you think would benefit from a trip like this. I know there's a lot of high school programs and such like that require, service hours. So this would be a lot of time, on that you could put down. Cause pretty much all the time that we're out there, we're doing service, so it'd be like, probably looking at, around 6 to 8 hours of work a day, I would guess. At least that's kind of the way it was, last time in Puerto Rico. So that would be a lot of service opportunities for those that, need those service hours, so. Anybody that's watching this in the future, or, Schellenberger boys, Chung boys, promote it, to your friends. Plus then if you do that, then, and they wanna go, then you're already gonna know someone that's going on the trip, and it'll make it that much more fun for you.
Yep.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. What then is the deadline for making that decision, or for seeing if you have enough numbers?
It's a good question. That deadline has not been determined as of yet, because we're still working on, reserving everything. However, I would imagine probably. I would guess it would have to be probably April or somewhere in there. To make sure that we're getting, and we have enough time to be able to, cancel the things that we need to, should we not have enough people going. But that's not gonna happen, right? We're gonna get a lot of people on this trip, and we're not gonna cancel it, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Any other lingering questions?
One other one, Tyler, is the $800, is that inclusive of the airfare, or is that?
Yes.
Okay,
That's all inclusive, so that's all you will pay, for the entirety of the trip per attendee.
okay, great. I think we're good here.
Awesome. Okay, with that, thank you guys for attending the information session. And, if you want to get yourselves, on the list, just shoot me an email, give me a call, and, I'll make sure that, y'all are added